The COVID-19 pronunciation acronym for coronavirus disease 2019 is an infection disease caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus and produces flu-like symptoms including fever, dry cough, dyspnea, myalgia, and fatigue. In several cases, it is characterized by pneumonia, acute respiratory distress syndrome, sepsis, and septic shock, leading to near 3.75% of those infected to death. According to what there is no specific treatment. The main therapeutics measures are relief symptoms and maintain vital function. Transmission of SARS-CoV-2 occurs during small droplets, which 17 microdroplets that are emitting when sucking, sneezing, coughing, or exhaling, with when fired via carrying. We might not have symptoms of DSC over incubating it, thus directing another person's job. Inhalation or remain of the objects and surface surrounding the emitter and throwing the hands which collapse it from the contaminated environment make contact with the oral, nasal or oral mucous membranes by touching the mouth, nose or ears. The latter is the main route of the spread, since the virus can remain viable for up to days in the vomited. Any less object or substance that is contaminated with some membrane is capable of transferring it from one individual to another. Symptoms occur 2 to 14 days with an average of 4 days after exposure to the virus. The use is limited. Evidence to suggest that the virus could be transmitted 2 days before. Symptoms are present as viremia are reached and peak at the end of the incubation period. Contagion can be prevented with frequent hand washing or violent disinfection of the hands with the alcohol, covering the mouth when coughing or sneezing, either bleeding, sunken part of the arm, possibly elbow, or with handkerchief, and avoiding close contact with another people among after precautionary measures such as mask. The law advises against the use of surgical masks in the holding population. March in April, we consider it was an acceptable measure in some countries. However, certain experts recommend the use of the surgical mask based on the study of H1N1 influenza, where it showed that it could help reduce exposure to the virus. The CD of the United States recommended the use of non-medical cloth mask. History. In December 2019, the worst outbreak of pneumonia of unknown cause Wuhan, Hubei province, China, which Reporters Without Borders later affirmed came to affect more than 60 people, 20 of mouth. According to China's Center for Disease Control and Prevention (CCDC), on December 2019, Hospital Wuhan admitted 4 individuals for pneumonia. We worked on the market in that city. The hospital reported this to CCDC, which team in the city launched investigation. Team won the more market-related cases, and on December 31, holding authority reported cases to CCDC, with sent experts to Wuhan to report investigation. Samples were obtained from these patients for laboratory analysis. On December 31, the Wuhan Municipal Health Committee informed the World Health Organization WHO that 27 people had a diagnostic with pneumonia of unknown causes, with the 7 in critical condition. The majority of these cases were worked in the aforementioned market as of January 1 to 2020, the pneumonia was SARS-MERS influencing bird flu outer respiratory disease commonly caused by virus. The pandemic is having undisputed socioeconomic effects, and fear of a shortage of supplies has led to panic buying. There has been misinformation and conspiracy theories spread online about the virus, hence incident xenophobia and racism against Chinese and other East and Southeast Asian citizens. This virus caused great monetary and economic loss because the market had to close its doors. Due to this virus, many companies went bankrupt, and shopping malls closed, and many were fired. In the case of Mexico, it went from Beijing mellow position 20 to being about it as shown in the following graph.